Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Make sure you give me a follow on X, like and subscribe to my new channel, Green's House. I just wrapped up another great interview today, so that will be posted soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. Kamala, the Ugandan nightmare, the politician who went horizontal so her career could go vertical. You know, Willie Brown's bitch. Well, she's employed a new tactic. I'm sure it's happened before, but I haven't seen it in a long time. She literally stole Trump's policy or future policy. She stole part of his agenda. Remember a week or two ago where he was in Las Vegas and he said that he is going to stop the tax on tips, which is fucked up. You're already taxing their paycheck. You're going to take the cash that they get too? You're going to take a bite out of that too, government? But he said no more of that. When I get into office, we are not going to tax your tips. Las Vegas, a huge hospitality industry town. I'm sure it's 90+% hospitality industry. Restaurants, hotels, entertainment. These people live off of tips. So the other day, Kamala, the Ugandan nightmare, was in front of a crowd that was probably not as big as it appeared. But she said she's going to stop the tax on people's tips in the hospitality industry. No, I didn't misspeak. She did. She said she is going to stop the tax on tips of people in the hospitality industry. What is that? Is that what happens when a hotel worker has sex with a construction worker? They have a hospitality baby? What does that mean? Kamala is a damn thief. She's a hamburglar. She stole part of Trump's agenda. She's a thief. You know what that reminds me of? This kid, you may or may not know, depends on how long you've been watching me, but I grew up in a predominantly Mexican area. The town I grew up at, lived in, wasn't, but where I went to school was Castroville, California. And all the little cholos and their hang-arounds, they all had nicknames for each other. They never called each other by their name. There was Chooch, Brown Boy, Choker, and there was this one dude named Thiefers. They call him Thiefers because he used to always steal shit. So that's what Kamala is being. That's who she is. She's Thiefers, fool. Hey, Kamala, why are you stealing shit all the time for, eh? You're Thiefers, fool. Hey, she'll take your man and your policy, fool. Híjole. Fucking Willie Brown gave that puta the pito, eh? She's thiefers, eh? She'll steal your shit if she thinks it'll help her win, fool. Blatantly. And of course, the mainstream mediocres are covering the same topic, completely different for each candidate. Trump, bad idea. Pandering. Kamala does it. New policy, great idea. The mainstream mediocres are still sucking off Kamala. They are still suckling on those filthy meat curtains. They haven't dumped her yet. They dumped Sloppy Joe's old crippled ass quick. Inserted Kamala, not one vote cast. Shout out to my man Oliver Mack at Right Winged Angel on Instagram. He had a split screen, same topic, two different headlines. And do you really think that now out of the two candidates, you got Trump and Kamala, which one of those do you think is really going to follow through with that? Which one of those two candidates do you think are just giving lip service and blowing smoke up people's ass? And if you're old enough, Kamala will blow anything you want up your ass. What a terrible thing to do. That's like Hollywood when they take a movie that's a classic from the 70s or the 80s, something we grew up watching, something we hold in high regard, something that has a special place in our memory, and then they just take it, remake it, and fuck it all up. That's exactly what she's doing. She's taking a great idea that Trump had, something that's a very good thing to do. I think it's ridiculous that their tips are taxed on top of their paycheck. And she's just going to take it and bring it over to her camp like she came up with that shit. Like there's any original ideas. And it's funny, all the things that she's saying she's going to do. If I get into office, I'm going to do this. If I get into office, I'm going to do that. Well, guess what, Kamala? You're already in office and you haven't done shit. You think she couldn't bring Sloppy Joe a fresh, warm bowl of butterscotch pudding and get him to agree with anything? Get him to agree with whatever she wanted? And if she really needed to fast track it, just sprinkle a pinch of an 8-year-old's hair on top of it. He'll give you whatever you want. I just saw a picture of him snoozing in the sun in Delaware. You're in office right now. You could have done something for the past 3.5 years except hiding and cackling. That's all you did, was hide and cackle. You didn't go to the border. You didn't do shit. You gave weird interviews and cackled a lot. You had plenty of time to do any of these. If she did any of the things she's claiming she'll do if she gets into office, you would actually have something. But again, this is not new. They have no policy. They have nothing real and tangible to sell their voters because they haven't done anything. I'm going to fix the economy. You ruined it. Why did you let it get messed up in the first place? You and that elderly bingo player shouldn't have let it get fucked up in the first place. You were handed a great economy. I could believe it, but then I couldn't believe it. Once I saw plain as day that she stole part of Trump's agenda. She stole a policy of his. And nobody's saying anything. Nobody's calling her out. Nobody's calling her out for the absolute human joke that she is. Kamala Harris as president. Could you imagine how serious the other world leaders would not take her? What can she get done? How many wars do you think we would be in? I think if Kamala was the president of the United States, she would set a record for how many wars the United States is fighting in simultaneously. Guaranteed. Whatever her puppet masters tell her to do, whichever one of them is brave enough to jam their arm up her ass to the elbow and manipulate her mouth, whatever they told her to do, she would do it. We've seen it. She's a chameleon. Like if a chameleon was a whore, that's what Kamala is. Whatever group you put her in front of, she will cackle and say what what she thinks they want to hear. And if her handlers were to tell her, start this war, invade this country, she's going to do it. Tell me if I'm wrong. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over there. Give me a follow on X. Like and subscribe to my new channel, Green's House. I am Jericho Green. And man, I'm out.